Hi guys, Scotty here with another DBZ Dokkan Battle video for you, and a new Virtual Clash dropped, and we're going to go through how to beat it from start to finish. So I'm going to have the team that I used on the left there for each boss, as well as the enemy traits. So let's jump right into it with our first boss, which is going to be Oxking. He just grants immunity to being stunned, and he reduces damage received. So this guy's really easy to get through. What I would say is for your first 3 fights, just bring 3 free-to-play teams. So that's going to be, I went Bardock team, then I went for the Ginyu team, Ginyu Force, and then I went for the Clone team as my final free-to-play team. Ginyu I wasn't as free to play, but we'll get there now. So this shouldn't be too difficult with Team Bardock. Some of these older guys can get caught out a little bit with supers, so you're just kind of hoping that you get the LRs on the first rotation. I got a little unlucky here, didn't get any of the LRs on the first rotation, but you can see we still managed to survive, no problem. Oxing's pretty easy, and then you are going to one of the free-to-play LRs, or the Bardock LRs, and then you should just absolutely crush Oxking, and we should be able to move on to the next stage without an issue. Now moving on to the boss of stage 1, we're going to be fighting against Spopovich. He grants immunity to being stunned, and he also reduces damage received. Now we just ran the Ginyu team. I know that this is not a full free-to-play team. Like I was saying, this is just the best Ginyu team I could make. The full free-to-play team will clear this as well. But if you have some of these units as well, bring them along for the ride. Especially that AGL Ginyu. He does huge damage, and he dodges, and he's great. So do try, if you have him, bring him along, and it shouldn't be too difficult. So struggling with Spopovich, he can't be stunned, but he can still be sealed, so maybe look for a sealing unit, but you should be absolutely fine. Ginyu Force does have some sealers on it, so they should seal him up quite nicely. Like you can see at the top there, he has been sealed already, and then they should finish him off without an issue, and we should be moving on to our next stage. Next we have the first fight of phase 2 against Gokua. He is going to grant immunity to being stunned, he disables attack and defense reduction, and he reduces damage received as well. Like I said, go for the clones team here. It's almost a full free-to-play team. I did just bring Gowasu and Zamasu as another lead, but they should hopefully be in your box as well. They've been around for a long time, and they did get an easy A. And the clones should handle Gokua without a problem. Just a little tip about the clones again. I always say this when the clones come up. Remember that they need their own type key spheres. So the STR one needs an STR key sphere, the AGL one needs an AGL key sphere. It just enables a little part of their passive that in some of their cases is essential, like the AGL one gets extra dodge. It just can be very useful, so just remember to do that. But that shouldn't be too difficult, and we can move on to the boss of phase 2. So the boss for phase 2 is going to be physical Raditz. He disables immunity, or grants immunity being stunned. He disables attack and defense reduction, and he reduces damage being received. So here I just went for a full mono team. This is our first non-free-to-play team so far in the run, and we just went for a mono strength team here. This team will get it done handily, no issues really, and yeah, not too much to say about him. Remember, he can be sealed still. There's no anti-sealing. So if you are struggling with this, you don't have a great mono, you can just bring a category team. You can actually bring categories for all of these if you want, or bring 3 or 4 categories for the end. But kind of try to save the categories for the final phase, and then having an extra backup category team just in case the final fight you get unlucky. So generally try to do that. But yeah, mono strength got this done. I think we just pretty much one united him there, one shot him after, well, 2 supers, not really a one shot. But anyway, moving on to the final phase, and where things ramp up a little bit more. So level 3. Okay, so moving on to level 3, this is where things are going to start ramping up a little bit. If you have some category teams, now would be a good time to whip them out. But again, I did a mono team here, just to show you can do both. You can run mono, you can run categories, doesn't matter. Obviously the categories are going to be stronger, because monos are generally 120 to 130% leads. So Whis is going to grant immunity to being stunned, reduces damage received, may evade your attack, which is super annoying, and then Whis gets attack minus 10% with each turn passed, no more than 50%. So running a good mono team here, this LR Freezer is fantastic for this. He's going to have 90% damage reduction in the beginning, so he can tank those more difficult supers off of Whis, And then we do have a little bit of a stacked AGL team here. We got Goma, the N there as well. He's great for this. But we have some free-to-plays. We've got Dr. Wheelo, and we've got Piccolo, not Piccolo Jr., sorry, Demon King Piccolo there as well. So some free-to-play options on there as well. But AGL team should be good to get this done. Now, obviously we can't stun, but we can still seal. So that will help immensely. Dr. Wheelo seals. If you don't have him, he is free to play, but if you haven't built him, you should be able to find another AGL unit that does seal, and that should make this infinitely better. Just remember, we look for things that the bosses don't have immunity to, attack and defense lowering, as well as sealing in this case they have. So we can definitely do that, and dodging helps as well, always. So Goma was very useful here, but then we do end up getting dodged as well. But anyway, that should be Whis done. Quite an irritating one I found for some reason, mainly the dodging. And let's move on to Int Baby. Alright, moving on to Int Baby, and I just brought the full GT Heroes cast for this. I wasn't messing around, wanted to just delete him, and this is who I ran. I would probably replace the Int Goku on here with the STR Super Saiyan 4, the Super Easy Aid one Goku. I did accidentally run him part of my mono team though, so I didn't have him. Luckily I did have the Int Goku, who, yeah, he was fine for this. I don't trust him, but yeah, GT Heroes should be destroying this, especially Physical Kid Goku. He just does so much damage and so many supers. So Baby's gonna grant immunity to being stunned. He disables attack and defense reduction. He reduces damage received, and his attack is raised when there's a Pure Saiyans category character. Wouldn't worry too much about that part. The Pure Saiyans category characters are so powerful anyway. It's worth just bringing them just to blast him, and yeah. Didn't really feel it too much in this run at all. He can be sealed again, so if you are struggling, we can try run a sealer. Not really much of those on the GT Heroes category, but maybe on another category you can build. You can run, and then you'll be able to seal him, and you won't be supered if you're struggling with him. But I did find him quite a bit easier than Whis, and if you have Kid Goku will pretty much solo him with the number of supers he does, and the amount of damage GT Kid Goku does here. And that'll be Baby done and dusted. Okay, and for the final boss, we're going to have Tech, Goku, and Piccolo. He's going to grant immunity to being stunned, nullifies super attack ceiling effect, disables defense reduction, so can still have his attack reduced, and he may evade your attacks, including super attacks, as well as reducing damage received. So the most irritating part about this really is the evasion. You can hit some really big, powerful supers from this team, and then they get evaded, which is super annoying. I am aware that the STR Goku Black and the AGL Goku Black Rose are not fully on this leader skill. Unfortunately, I did make a mistake with the Tech Super 17, but honestly, the amount of damage reduction we get on both of them, and still the damage they can pump out anyway, they were absolutely fine. As you can see, STR Goku Black here tanking, no issue, even not on a full lead there. So yeah, might just want to replace those two, and you can use the I would say just replace the AGL Rose with the free-to-play STR Nova Shenron. Sorry, that's what I'm trying to say. I'm trying to remember that one. You can place the AGL, and then STR should still be absolutely fine on this team. But this did work. Once this team gets going, I mean, the amount of damage you're just putting out, it's one of the best teams in the game, if not the best team in the game. Maybe Fuse Fighters has that, but anyway. They'll just be doing so much damage, you'll obliterate these guys, and you should be fine. As well as the damage reduction and all that on this team. There's so much defense. You will be fine with this team. Once you get Physical Omega Shenron around and you pop his domain, should be fine, even better as well to finish this off. So yeah, that is pretty much it. That's all I have for you. I hope this has helped, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Thank you so much for watching.